Let's find out who's the T102sportsnow.com Fanelli, Evans, and Patel Athlete of the Week. This student-athlete showed their mettle in competition and put up incredible numbers, just like Fanelli, Evans, and Patel. With over 100 years of combined experience, the attorneys at Fanelli, Evans, and Patel provide results you can count on.
Back with another Fanelli, Evans, and Patel, T102sportsnow.com Athlete of the Week. This week's honor going to Schuylkill Haven junior running back Colton Reber. Colton, thanks for being here with us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
31 carries, 353 yards, 4 touchdowns in a 48-38 league win over Minersville Thursday night. That was a career high for you in yards, touchdowns, and carries. So right off the rip, I got some Hurricane trivia for you. Obviously, we talked about you had the 353 Thursday night. So my question is, when was the last time a Schuylkill Haven running back had over 350 yards in a single game before you?
I'm going to have to go 2008, Zach Barkett.
2017, Kobe Brish had 363 against Mahanoy. But since then, we're talking 8 years, no Schuylkill Haven running back has had over 350 until Colton Reber on Thursday night against Minersville. So it really goes to show, Colton, just how historic that night was, even in terms of a program that has had some prolific rushers over the years, like Zach Barkett, like Kobe Brish, like Will Casella, like Nico Caristia. To be in that company is pretty cool. So what's your kind of reaction to now being in that pantheon of Schuylkill Haven runners?
Oh yeah, it's pretty cool. Like to go out there and just and just keep running up and down the field, getting all those yards. But I wouldn't be able to do it without my linemen. Like they're just so big up front, and they just do what they got to do to get so we can get the games done.
So I want to talk about your defensive effort as well. I know you get all the numbers on the ground game, but just as important on defense as a safety. You guys came out, you held Minersville to a field goal on the opening drive. Then you force a fumble on the goal line right there towards the end of the first half. I think those were 2 real key moments at the onset of that game that really swung momentum in your favor. How would you evaluate the defensive performance on Thursday night?
The defensive performance was great. We knew we had to stop Dante Carr in the run game, and we just did that. We went up there, did what we had to do, win the game. Yeah, they have deep ball threats too, but we really stopped that down. We shut it down too. So yeah.
Yeah, and again, one of those touchdowns came on special teams. So you look at 38 points, you're thinking, well, it wasn't a great night for the defense. It actually was. You had the 2 takeaways. They forced a field goal, and then was able to buckle down at the end of the game there as Minersville was trying to come back. So before we kind of move on from Thursday, I did want to touch on kind of the emotions of the night. You talk about running up and down the field. On any of those 4 touchdown runs you had, I'm sure at least 1 or 2 of them were heading down towards Nico Caristia, who was in the cart in the back of the end zone watching on. How did that kind of feel, after the game to know, hey, we just went out and got a pretty big win for 44 out there?
Yeah, it felt great. We knew coming into the game, preparing for the game, we got to prepare for him. Do every game, win every game for him now, play every game for him. Just do what we got to do to win the games to make him feel like he was a big part of our team. But we got to make losing him doesn't make our team feel bad about ourselves.
Exactly. Let's talk a little bit about your background as an athlete. Did you play any other sports growing up, and was football kind of always your first love?
Yeah, football was always my first love. I played baseball at the Teeners, and I like baseball, but football was just always there. I run track too. Track just helps me get faster for football season. That's why I do it.
What events are you running in track?
I run the 400, 100, and the 4x1.
All right. So football and track so far. Played a little bit of baseball growing up. We covered a lot of your present accomplishments. Talk a little bit about your past there. I want to focus on the future now and the task at hand. We're sitting at only 3 more sleeps here until what I think is the most highly anticipated game of the season. Haven and Williams Valley. I know you've probably heard about it all week, all year. I know you guys are solely focused on one rep, one play, one game at a time. But when you approach those little moments this week, that one rep in the weight room, that one practice rep, what are you personally focusing on to prepare for the Vikings on Friday?
We're just focusing on like stopping them in the box, stopping their run game. They just like to run the ball a lot, and like our Fox needs to lock in for the game, get ready to like stop the run and everything. They're gonna have pass. They're gonna be able to pass too. They're just a really good all around team too, like us. And it's gonna be a dogfight on Friday.
Yeah, let's get more into that. Again, going back to your role as a safety on this defense, I think it'll be just as, if not more important than your running back role. An interesting stat that I was able to find today, up to this point through 5 games, Williams Valley has run the ball on 80% of all snaps. When you take it back to last year, heading into this game in the same spot, 5 games in, they had only ran it on 70% of snaps. So you talk about how they run the ball a lot. They're 10% more even this year. So do you see anything different on film from the Vikings compared to last year when you take a look, or do you think it's going to be most of the same type of offense?
Honestly, I think they're coming into this season with like running the ball more, being that they have a good backfield now too, and like their quarterback and running backs can both run the ball. So I feel like we just gotta like control the box during the game and just go out there and do what we do every week just to get the W.
Yeah, and flipping sides to the offense for Haven now, everybody knows you guys can run the ball at will. I wanted to talk about your pass game a little bit because we saw right at the end of half, Max Heim looked very composed, found Castillo on a very key touchdown pass when you guys were forced to throw. Where do you kind of evaluate Max in his first year as a starting quarterback for Haven through the first 5 games, and how does it give you the ability to throw in situations where you do need to beat the clock?
Well, coming into his first year at Haven, he's really nervous at the start, but I feel like he's really grown into the offense, and now we can add the passing game to our playbook from not just running the ball every year. Now we can throw the ball, and he has that deep ball threat for end games. Even in the beginning of the games, we just had that big pass threat this year too with him at QB. It's great.
All right, let's have a little bit of fun before we get out of here. We'll do some skook this or that. We'll start it out, trucks or Jeeps?
Trucks.
All right. We'll do a Haven specific one. I think I asked Alan Evans this during basketball season. Would you rather do fireworks at the island in the summer or Burrow Day upcoming in the fall?
Definitely Burrow Day.
Burrow Day coming up Saturday, which will be awesome if you guys are able to pull out the win. What timing that is. We'll go on to hunting or fishing.
Oh, that's a hard one. I love both.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with hunting on this one, though, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, and I know you said you played some baseball growing up. You play football now. You run track. I know, a lot of football players, they like to get together sometimes and get some pickup basketball going, some 5-on-5. If you're going to do that and you want to play a pickup game in the summer, are you going to the Green Goose, the Willow Street Park, or Stoyers to run 5-on-5?
Probably the Willow Street Park.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, repping Northwest Haven over here. That is Colton Reber, our Fanelli, Evans, and Patel, T102sportsnow.com athlete of the week. Again, if you missed that stat, his 353 rushing yards against Minersville were the most for any Haven running back since Kobe Brish 8 years ago. Colton, a phenomenal performance Thursday night. You get an extra day of rest to kick it in this week. You'll be in action at Williams Valley, 7 o'clock kickoff in Williamstown on Friday. We wish you the best, and good luck here going forward.
Thank you.
Check us out next Wednesday for another T102sportsnow.com Fanelli, Evans, and Patel Athlete of the Week. At Fanelli, Evans, and Patel, get the best when faced with the worst.